Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Ashley. Today we're going to be creating this really cool toned silver bells inspired look. I think it's perfect for the holidays. It's different from your like reds and greens or the bold red lip, which I do love, but this is more of a elegant, cool toned look for a holiday party or just for the winter season in general. So if you want, you can go ahead and sit down, grab your makeup brushes, and we can get ready together. Or you can just kick back, relax, grab your heating pad, grab your coffee, grab your nice fuzzy blanket, and just unwind for the day, escape from the world and all of its troubles. If you have any prayer requests, if there's anything going on in your life that you would like us to pray about on this channel, then go ahead and leave it in the comments down below. I want to start getting you guys more involved, and I just feel like prayer is such a powerful tool, so I want to be able to use that, and I feel like the more people that are praying for something, the better. So yeah, if you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy my videos, then please consider subscribing to my channel. I would love to have you guys back, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I've already gone ahead and prepped my eyelids with some concealer and set them with powder. So I'm going to do the eyes first because it's going to be a little bit more of a intense look. So in case we have any fallout, I'll be able to go and clean it up later. So for the eyes, I'm going to hop into this LA Girl Keep It Playful eyeshadow palette. This little 9-pan palette is so beautiful. It's just a really nice, neutrally cool toned smoky palette. Super affordable and really good quality. Okay, so to begin, I'm going to use this shade right here for my transition. I'm just going to take that on a big fluffy brush. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, that's better. I don't want this color to be the main focus, so I'm just going to do a light wash. It's really just to help the other colors we're going to place blend easier into my skin tone. Okay, so next I'm actually going to jump in with this deep brown right here. And I'm going to use that to start defining the shape that I'm going to want. So I'm going to start packing it on to this outer third here. Really close to the lash line. And then I'm going to slowly start winging it out a little bit. And then connecting it to this crease right here. And then whatever's left on the brush, I'm just going to use that to drag it into the rest of the crease. I'm going to take a bit of a fluffier brush. And I'm going to fill in this little gap right here with some more pigment. I'm just blending it out with this fluffy brush. I didn't add any more color. I just want to make sure there's no harsh lines. Now I am adding a little bit more of that brown, just because I feel like it's looking a little patchy out here in this outer corner. And then dragging whatever is left into the crease. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other eye. Okay, so I just cut this eye up to speed, and now I'm trying to figure out what shade we should use for the lid. So I'm trying to decide between this really pretty silvery glitter right here, or I also have this Super Shock shadow. I believe this was from the That's Taupe collection, and this one is in the shade Kush. So here's Kush. It's a little bit more of like a true metallic, and it has a bit of pink in it. And this is the shade from the LA Girl palette. Definitely more glittery than metallic. Can you even see? There you go. Definitely more glittery than metallic. See how this one looks a lot smoother? This is definitely more of a glitter, and there's not as much of a base pigment. It's a little bit more sparse, so I think I might go in with Kush first and then top it with the silver shade. But if you don't have this, you can definitely just go in with the silver shade, or you could even use this middle shade right here. Let me see. It's a little deeper, but it looks a lot like Kush. Definitely more metallic and a little bit more pink to it. So if you don't have the Super Shock, you can just use the palette. Let me wipe off these swatches. Oh no, I got glitter everywhere. That's the thing, I love glitter, but it's just so messy, it gets everywhere. Alright, so let's take Kush and start pressing that onto the lid. How do you guys like to apply shimmers? Do you like to use your finger, or do you like to use a brush? I am definitely more of a finger gal myself. Before I add the glitter, I'm gonna just take my fluffy brush. I didn't add anything else, and I'm just gonna blend around those edges so that the two kind of meld together a little more nicely. Oh, actually I might need a little bit more. I'm gonna use a little bit more of the dark brown. I'm actually going to take a bit more of a precise brush with a little bit more of that deep brown right here. Just because I kind of want to create like a, not a cut crease, but just, I want there to be big contrast between this dark shade and the lid shade. And then over top of Kush, I'm going to go in with the silver glitter. I'm kind of just pressing my finger in. This is more of a crumbly shade, so I'm going to like press it in to make sure there's not too much fallout. Oh gosh. And then I'm just going to start really pressing that into my lid, onto my lid. And you could definitely leave it with just the first shade we applied. You don't have to add this little glittery topper. It just kind of intensifies the look a little bit, but you do whatever you want, honey. Let's go ahead and take that same more precise fluffy brush that we were using with the deep brown. Sweep it around the edges. And then I'm actually going to go in with the first shade we were using. Oh gosh, almost dropped my mirror. This brown, just because I feel like we lost that a little bit. And I'm just going to lightly trace that along the edges. And then I'm just going back over this outer corner with the brown just to make sure we didn't lose that intensity. Especially really close to the lash line. I'm going to clean up the fallout so I don't look like Edward Cullen. There was a bit, oh gosh. Did I just make it worse? There's a lot of glitter on my cheeks. Alright, I gotta go wash my hands because I'm just getting glitter everywhere, so I'll be right back. Okay, the glitter crisis is averted, so I'm gonna go ahead and move on to complexion. And to start, let's go ahead and prep the skin. I'm gonna go ahead and take my Essence Fresh and Fit primer, Healthy Glow Pore Minimizing Effect. I don't think this has a pore minimizing effect, but it does give a really pretty glow to the skin. It's not necessarily hydrating, but I mean, like, look at that glow. It's really, really glowy. So I think you guys with oily skin might enjoy this as well. And if my face looks puffy, it's because it's absurdly early in the morning. It's currently 6:17. Trying to film before my babies get up. Okay, nice and worked in. For the base, I've been really wanting to use this Makeup Revolution Super Dewy, what is this called? Skin Tint Tinted Moisturizer. I've used this twice, I think, so I'm still testing it out. You get a lot of product in here. You get 1.85 fluid ounces, which is like almost twice the amount that you would normally get in a foundation. It's like a squeezy tube packaging. I love Makeup Revolution's packaging. Like, the gold is so pretty. And so I'm just gonna pump a little bit onto my brush. It literally just all fell on my table. Okay, let's try that again. One pump. If I remember correctly, I think this is pretty sheer, but that's okay. I've been liking to go a little bit more lightweight on my base just because my skin has been so dry. Did you hear that? My neck. Anyway, I've been liking to go more lightweight on my base because my skin has been so dry. I'm just gonna start pouncing that in. This shade is fair. It's actually a little bit yellow for my skin, but that's okay. We can make it work. But yeah, my skin's been a lot more dry because of the weather. So I feel like heavier foundations don't look the best. And my skin has not been happy lately. I don't know what it is in my skincare routine or in my makeup routine or whatever, but it is not happy. So I've actually been trying not to wear as much makeup lately just to give it a little bit of a break, because I usually don't have this many breakouts. I don't want to irritate my skin if it's unhappy. I'm just going to take a tiny bit more for the other side of my forehead. Got a lot of real estate to cover up here. Okay, and I'm just going to go in with my damp Real Techniques beauty sponge to just pick up any excess product. Again, my skin has just been so textured and dry that I feel like the less product, the better, actually. Okay, that's looking really nice. It's super natural on the skin. It's really undetectable. It's not picking up on any of my dryness, or like around here especially. I have a lot of peeling skin and it's not picking up on that. It's definitely sheer coverage, sheer to light. I think you can build this up, but I'm actually just happy with the coverage we have now. Go ahead and zoom you in so you can see. So you can still see some of my hyperpigmentation peeking through, beauty marks, discoloration. But it just looks really, really healthy. Like, you can't, it's kind of undetectable on the skin. So far so good. I really like that. For concealer, I'm going to go with my Holy Grail Handy Dandy Tarte Ultra Creamy. So this is sort of like the original Shape Tape. A little bit less coverage, but way more creamy. But it still has that massive doe foot applicator. And I just find that it gives a really great coverage to the under eyes, but it never looks heavy. It's really, really beautiful. I'm just gonna go down the center of the face, over these little spots, and definitely under my eyes because I have some dark bags, and the dark eyeshadow is going to kind of accentuate that, so I want to make sure I give those a little bit of love. And I'm actually going to let the concealer dry for a little bit, and then while that is cooking, I'm going to go in and do my brows. Oh man, I forgot I was supposed to be doing all affordable makeup. Okay, sorry I used this, but a good alternative would be like the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Concealer, Maybelline Fit Me. There's a lot of really good ones from the drugstore. So just pretend like I used one of those. So I'm just going to brush up my brow hairs, sort of place them where I want. And then I like to start by outlining the brows. And I'm just taking my Maybelline Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. This is my favorite brow pencil. And I'm just outlining a little bit. I find this is the easiest way for me personally to ensure that my brows have somewhat of a similar shape. This is always my problem brow. Do you guys have a brow that just doesn't ever want to cooperate? Then I just like to brush through so there's no harsh lines. You know. Okay, and then sometimes I like to take a brow powder to fill them in. I think all my brow powders are upstairs, so I'm just going to fill them in with my pencil, just like little brush strokes. This brow definitely needs more filling, and I like to fill in more towards the tail and then less once I get towards the center. But whatever you like to do for your brows, just do that. If you like to use pomade, if you like to use a pen, whatever you feel most comfortable with. It doesn't really matter for this look how you want to do your brows. Okay, pretty good for now. I'm gonna take my little Morphe 173 brush to blend out this concealer. I like to take a little bit extra concealer on my nose just because that's where I get a lot of redness. So, you know, just place the concealer wherever you feel like you need it. If you have more redness on your cheeks, you can place them there. You can go in with a more heavy duty foundation if you want. It's definitely up to you. This is just what works for me right now. But sometimes I kind of like the look of more natural skin with a more bold eye. I feel like it just makes the eye look more like prominent, I guess. I don't know. Does that make sense? It just makes it look more wearable, I guess. Like sometimes I feel like if I have a super intense eye look and then like a full coverage base with the whole thing, I feel like it's almost too much. Like, don't get me wrong, I love those glam looks for certain occasions, but sometimes I just want to do a cool eye look, but I don't want to feel like overdone. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to feel comfortable. So I feel like using more natural base products makes me feel like myself still, but it gives me a little bit more freedom to be more creative and playful on the eyes. I don't know if that makes any sense. Let me know if you guys feel the same way or if I'm crazy. But yeah, that's just why sometimes I like to do more of a light coverage base. So I am going to press that in with my sponge now that I have it all blended out. just to remove any excess product or brush strokes. I'm going to go in with a tad more on my little friend down here. A little bit more above the brows. A lot of people ask me why I drink coffee with the straw. It's because I find that the straw helps to prevent my teeth from being stained as much. Like, I definitely still have to go in and whiten them from time to time, but I feel like when I don't use the straw, my teeth get a lot more yellow. Can you guys hear that? My cat is upstairs, like, messing around, throwing stuff across the kitchen floor. For blush, I'm going to take this Believe Beauty cream blush in the shade Dollface. Really pretty mauvey purple color. These are super pigmented, so be careful. I'm just going to take a stippling brush. I'm just going to work that into the bristles. Usually I do it on the back of my hand, but my hand has glitter all over it. So I'm going to improvise. I'm going to start working that onto the apples of my cheeks. This is a really beautiful cream blush formula. It's only like $5, $4 or $5, I think. You can get it at Dollar General if you have one near you. Doesn't slip and slide around, doesn't pick up the product beneath it. It's very pigmented, so that's the only thing I would like warn about. Just go in with a tiny amount of product. For bronzer, I'm going to take my little e.l.f. cream contour palette. I'm going to use this shade primarily, just to start sculpting out the cheeks a little bit. And I'm going to take it on a stippling brush again. So I like to do, like, I'm not really digging into my skin, I'm just applying the least amount of pressure, just sort of like buffing it. I find that this gives the most seamless application rather than like doing harsh lines. Take a tiny bit across the nose, under the lip. To set the face, I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder. This is a beautiful powder, especially if you have dry skin. It just sets your makeup, but it never makes it look super matte or cakey. And I have mine in the shade Light. I'm going to use the tiniest amount under my eyes. I'm not going to like set the outer portions of my face just because I feel like I don't need it. I kind of like the glow going on out there. For highlight, I'm going to jump into this Makeup Revolution x Soph X palette. I like this highlighter palette because you have so much versatility. I like to like mix and match the shades. I actually think I'm going to dive into like this pinky shade and this more champagne shade today. A little bit of this, a little bit of this. And this is very intense, so use a light hand. And I'm just going to start kind of buffing that onto my cheeks, just so there's not a harsh line, and then bring it up into the brow area and onto the forehead. A little bit on the tip of the nose, Cupid's bow. Pop a little bit more under the brow. Okay, and then over top of that cream blush, I'm going to go with my Flower Beauty Heatwave blush in the shade Sunswept. And I love this bronzer because it's a powder, but it's really, really glowy on the skin. So it's not going to take away any of that beautiful dewiness we have going on. It's really pigmented, so be careful. And I'm just going over top of the cream to make sure that it lasts. For blush, I'm going to take this Essence Satin Touch blush. These are amazing and they're only like $3, but they're just so creamy and smooth. They just never look powdery on the skin. They're so creamy. And this color in particular is a really pretty like mauvey natural color. It's in the shade 20 Satin Love. These are very pigmented as well, so be careful. I'm going to take my powder brush and just lightly dust around the edges. For lips, I'm going to take this LA Girl Perfect Precision Lip Liner in the shade Cafe. It's a really pretty brown that I've heard is a dupe for the MAC. Which one is it? Is it Strip Down? I don't know. It's supposed to be a dupe for one of the MAC lip liners. I've never tried those, so I can't say for sure. But just a really pretty neutrally brown color. And even though this is a wooden pencil, it just glides on the lips. Such a good color. And then for the center of the lips, I'm going to go with my Milani Amore Satin Matte Lip Cream in the shade 01 Lavish. This is one of my favorite lip colors ever. It's just a really pretty, more cool toned pinky nude that's a little bit light, but not too light. It's just so good. It goes with everything. And this formula is amazing. It's not drying, but it's really long lasting on the lips. It's very pigmented. Alright, I'm gonna let that kind of set down, and then I'll go back in with the lip liner to clean up the edges. Okay, so for the lower lash line, I'm just going to go back in with that light brown shade here. I'm going to buff that all along the bottom, and then I'm going to take the deeper brown and buff that all along the bottom. Super simple. Connecting it to the upper lash line right there. And now I'm going in with the deeper brown just along the lower lash line, but a little bit tighter, closer to the lashes. Alright, I'm actually going to go in with a brown liner to tightline, and just a little bit on this outer third, really tight into the lashes, just so there's the most depth there. And then I'm going to tightline. I'm going to apply some mascara off camera because my camera is dying, and then we'll be right back to finish up the look. Okay, so I went ahead and tightlined, applied some mascara, and just redefined the lips with the lip liner. So now I'm going to set the brows. I'm going to use my NYX the brow glue. I don't know why I said that so weird. And I'm going to set these babies in place. And that's it, you guys. This is the final look. I really love how it turned out. I had so much fun creating it with you. I hope that you like this look too. Let me know if you would recreate this, if you would wear it to a holiday party. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you back. I love you guys so much. If you have any prayer requests, please leave them down below. I want to be able to pray with you guys in the beginning of all my videos. And yeah, just if there's anything that is going on in your life that you need some extra help with, then definitely let me know. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.